Hey guys, Casey Judge here, Baseball Rebellion. In this week's breakdown, I'm going to be breaking down Jim Edmonds. Jim Edmonds, he was such a fun player to watch growing up, usually known for his defensive capabilities and how well he played center field. But a lot of people don't know, Jim Edmonds was a 283 career hitter. He had 393 home runs. He was a four-time All-Star. And really, he was just a pleasure to watch growing up, and honestly, one of my favorite players growing up to see. He was just so fun to watch. His swing was so effortless, very smooth. I feel like a lot of instruction today, big movements are preached, and while I do think big movements are good from an athletic standpoint, if you need to, if you don't, it's just more of a big risk. And we're going to get into how Jim Edmonds moved throughout his swing. Big thing about his swing is he just moves so efficiently. So what I mean by that is he wasn't a guy who really utilized a big leg kick. I mean, he got in, as you can see that right there, he really gets into his back hip, like what I call with both feet on the ground. So he really didn't utilize any type of stride. I preach to the hitters that I train and work with here at Baseball Rebellion that good lower half should be represented by being able to get into your back hip with both feet on the ground. And as you can see, Jim Edmonds starts in this upright kind of posture, and then he hinges back and coils into that back hip. But I really want you to pay extra special attention to the outside of his back knee and how it stays inside his back foot. So he's double inside loaded. He's into his back hip. He loads his back hip, and then he moves out of that really well. So, I mean, he gets into the back hip, he coils into it, and then he moves that loaded back hip forward this way. And then from there, some really good stuff happens. I want you to take a look at the kind of the blur of the barrel and the blur of his hands. So if you can see where the bat starts to pick up speed, the bat is picking up speed back here. I talk about the investment in the swing and where it should be and the primary focus, and it's always behind, always behind. So the investment in the swing is made behind the back knee, behind the back leg, behind the back hip. Everything's back here. All too often, a lot of hitting coaches get caught up in what's going on in the front of home plate, when really whatever happens in front of home plate is a complete effect of what happens back here. Like, this is I call it the zone of good fortune. This is where the high level swing starts. We're gonna take it to contact. So we'll rewind it a little bit. So he gets into his back hip, moves forward, and then he turns from there. So he's really turning behind his leg, behind his hip, behind his knee. He keeps his knob behind his knee for such a long time in the swing. In most low-level pattern swings in younger kids I see with the lighter bats being used, they really get the knob in front of their back knee or out in front somewhere out here very quick in the swing, when really the turn happens behind this leg, behind this knee, behind this hip. Everything, like I said earlier, in the elite level swing, it happens very deep, it happens very early, and everything out here is just an effect. So we'll take it to contact. As you see, this is a home run swing. He's got pretty good upper body mechanics. If you look at his front elbow all the way down to his barrel, he's really turning the barrel forward, and there's no push in that swing. He's sending a lot of energy into the end of the bat, and he's really turning that forward instead of it just moving his barrel forward, which is what I see a lot of hitters try to do. Quite frankly, in the swing, I always tell hitters, what does the circle do at some point? It comes out and it turns the corner. So as you can see, his swing happens very beside him, towards the camera, this way. I'll use a line to kind of demonstrate. So his swing happens this way, and then it turns more so like that. So take a look at that. But the reason his barrel does turn so well is because he's not really thinking get the barrel in front of the ball really late. He's trying to line it up very early in the swing, and that happens by trying to get, I call it kind of sideways with the pitch, like get in the way of the pitch, get in the path of the pitch from behind and beside, instead of thinking about getting your barrel to it out in front. And we'll take it through contact. Good high finish, and Jim Edmonds is just so smooth, so efficient in his movements. Not a lot of high risk movements involved in his swing. Didn't take a big leg kick. He was just the guy who swayed into that back hip. He coiled into that back hip, and then he moved out of it very well and turned the barrel really deep. And lastly, I'll note his vision on this swing is just great. If you want to look at where his eyes go, where his nose. So I use the nose as a reference point. So his nose is here in the beginning, and we'll take it to contact. The nose turns back. I call that the turn of your head should meet the turn of your nose. And in deep vision honestly is the most important thing in the swing, because without deep vision, it's pretty much impossible to make any type of high level or elite level swing pattern work. So lastly, like I said, I wanted to take note on that as we close out this video. And that's pretty much it for my breakdown on Jim Edmonds. I hope you guys enjoy. Please comment below with any questions or comments in regards to the swing. Thanks for listening.